Hello and welcome back to Rambling About Wrestling, the only show that can make Scott Oberman crack a smile. It took him 5 attempts and 2 shots at the heavyweight title, but he finally did it. It's the leading man, Tony Wright.
Hello. We did it.
Hello, Tony.
Champione.
There it is, the beautiful blue belt, the best looking belt in Futureshock.
True. It is the prettiest.
Right, Tony, today we are going to do there's a couple of segments. The first one, rapid fire. Do you think these people deserve a title shot in 2026? All of these people you have history with, they're your former Futureshock opponents. Starting off first with Sam Bailey, who beat you once, but then you managed to pull it back 2-1, I believe, now?
Yeah.
When you retained the title against him most recently.
Yeah, I'll always be up for a Sam Bailey match. It's different every time. He offers something, he brings a different energy and a different offense each time, so I'd always welcome that. It's quite the challenge. Yeah, let's do it.
Why not? A man we haven't seen in a while, Damon Lee. He beat you challenging for the Futureshock Championship, but you did beat him at not full gear, high gear. Very different stages.
Yeah, we're 1-1 now in singles matches. My first Futureshock main event was against Damon Lee for the heavyweight title. Wasn't really ready for it at the time. Definitely ready for a match now. It's always nice to see Damon. We haven't seen him much in recent times, so yeah, let's run that back.
Why the hell not? Next up, Lance Rivera, a man who defeated you and you've not got your lick back yet.
Yeah, we've not seen Lance in a while. I think maybe, he couldn't just walk back into a title shot, but I'd certainly welcome that match. He's someone I've not been in the ring with since my early years, so I think I'd like to prove the wrestler I am now and prove myself now. So, yeah, we can put him on the list.
Yeah, why not? Another man who you are yet to beat back, and I think you need to give him a title shot, Danny Proper. Beat you at the Super Hench doubleheader. He deserves a shot purely off how likeable he is. A bit like you. He deserves as many title shots as he needs to win, except I don't want him to win because you're the champion, so that complicates things.
Yeah, he is a cheeky chappy, and he's quite fun to have around. And also, he gave me like 7 haluva kicks in that one match that we did have at Futureshock. So I need to pay him back for that. Do you know what? Yeah, Yeah, Danny, title shot's your mate. Whenever you want to turn up. I just want to talk, that's all.
8 pedigrees coming his way. A man who you've never wrestled one-on-one, but he was the winner of the Adrenaline Rush 2023 Rumble, which you were a part of for a shot of the Adrenaline title. Solomon, who has also teamed with Gorgon to beat you and Sam Bailey. So,
yeah,
a bit of a winless scenario there. I'm not sure if he eliminated you from the... I assume not, but he did get quite a few people in the match, so...
I think I was actually gone before Solomon appeared in that Rumble, Adrenaline Rush. But, yeah, the Horde have been, weirdly, in my business a lot at Futureshock. Not, like, really aimed at me, but they just kind of have been around in the way that the Horde does. But we haven't seen too much of Solomon singles style. I know, obviously, he's a 2-time Adrenaline champion, but I was really impressed seeing him this past show against Romy Kendrick. I think he's got a lot. There's a lot to him that we've still not seen. And I do like wrestling a monster. I do. It's been a while since I've been in the ring with a monster. So, on that reason alone, yeah. If the Horde can sort out their business or whatever.
Lock the Horde in a shark cage. Why not? So that they can't get involved. No messing about. Obviously, Nadjei's currently experiencing some Horde troubles, so maybe they'll be in your peripheral vision during the match on December 7th, which we'll get into in a
They
bit.
better not, because I tell you now, my mind is on Nadjei and that match we're gonna have. But if I even see a hint of the Horde, I'm just gonna. It's me and Nadjei against the world. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm glad you're able to put aside your differences in for a greater evil in the Horde, the greatest evil, some
Yeah.
would say, in Futureshock.
The
Although you
worst
better
evil.
beat him. I can't be having Nadjei walking around with a title belt. He's going to turn it into a spinner belt, but again, we'll have to
Oh,
think it a bit. He's
is that
said
what he
multiple
said?
times he wants to win the. Every time he's tried to get a shot at the adrenaline title, he's wanted to turn it into a spinner belt.
Well, in that case, Nadjei's gonna have to kill me to take this belt off me. I'm not letting that. That's not happening. No, we're
Oh,
not having a spinner belt.
I really hope not. Next up, a man who defeated you for twice without losing once, sort of thing. Certified Fresh, Conor Riley pinned you in a singles match, and then at Hot to Go, he beat you when Joe Blazer cost you for the Futureshock Championship.
Yeah. Do you know what? Also, because so far we've not had a no yet. I'm going to say no to Conor Riley.
Good, he'll have to scheme harder to get his shot.
Scheme harder. Actually, if find a genius way to get back into the title picture. I do enjoy wrestling him, but it's always something dodgy happening when I do wrestle him. So I don't know. He's going to have to try harder, earn it. He's going to have to earn it.
Of course. A man who you've got a lot of history with and could force you to give him a title shot should he win the Futureshock Trophy Tournament. Bright Strong, a man who you've beat every time of asking, technically. Even though a DQ is a bit of a... It's not a loss, but it must have felt like a loss because you were getting beat up with a foreign object and or, an illegal thing was happening to you.
Yeah, it's not the ideal way to get a win on your record. So I don't really see that sort of stuff as like a win. Obviously, we have that big crowning moment. The end of
greatest.
2023. No holds barred, which is still one of the highest points in my journey so far.
I mean, any moment when Mick Foley's endorsing you must be a pretty high.
Yeah, very cool, right? The whole build and experience of that was very special. I don't know. He's not really had much of a the year he's had. Hasn't he said it himself? Is not kind of gone the way he wanted. But it's been a few years since we've wrestled. Now it would be a very very different match if we were to lock up again. If you can do the trophy tournament, if you can make it, I'll be ready. I'll be waiting.
It's good to hear. Another man who you've had quite a cool moment with. Lee Dawson, obviously at Reality Check, he was on the receiving end of a very large sign from me saying, if Tony loses, we riot, and the boos of 8-year-olds as they also threaten to riot.
Yeah. It's immediate yes for Dynamite Lee. I think he's a very, very special talent. Doesn't get the acknowledgement that he deserves. He's someone that always makes me level up as well. Every time we've wrestled, I always come away feeling like one, I had to really put so much more into it, and moving forward, I feel much more complete as a wrestler. We've wrestled a few times now. There's the Fatal 4-Way at Full of Wrestling, which kind of wasn't ideal. The 1-on-1 for the Adrenaline Belt, and then we had a singles match earlier this year. Which is one of my favourite matches I've had. People like that, people like Dynamite Lee, because he's so loved as well, it really makes me dig deep because, quite often, I know the people are on my side. It's entertaining, big character, big presence, and there's someone on the other side of the ring that's so easily hateable. But when I'm in the ring with Lee, it makes me work that much harder because it's like, well, they can like us both and they should like us both, but I don't want to lose them because he's so lovable and so good as well. So I appreciate that because it's different. So for all of those reasons, Dynamite Lee, yes.
Yeah, Powder Cake's
Also,
finest, getting himself a title shot.
yeah, and we've not done it this way around. Where I challenged him for the Adrenaline Belt. I lost. We had a singles where I was on my way to wrestle Oberman for the Adrenaline Belt, and I beat him that night to prove that I was ready for this. So now I've got the belt in my hands. It's only fair that Dynamite Lee gets the challenge.
Of course. Speaking before about people who we haven't seen in a while, these two men we haven't seen in a while either. H.T. Drake and Ethan Kelly. Of course, Ethan Kelly, once a protege of Scott Oberman when he was haunting people with the Lotto Thunder win.
Yeah.
But both men you have beat, and they have not beat you, so are they worthy of a shot?
Yeah, those two I wrestled as I started to find my confidence in my feet after the Bright Strong story. It's been a while since we sort of seen them. I don't know if they could just walk back in and demand a shot. I don't know if that's how it works, but I certainly wouldn't be opposed to wrestling them again. Maybe a triple threat style, I don't know. But yeah, it's an interesting one. It's quite a deep cut as well because very, very different to the rest of the Futureshock roster.
Absolutely. So is that a no / only in a triple threat then?
We'll say I'm not just gonna give them it straight up in the same way I have for some other people because I'm like, I don't know, I feel like there needs to be more of a journey here. Let's say maybe. Maybe.
Okay, that's fair enough. The next man, at the end of the line, you were defeated challenging for the Adrenaline Championship against Chris Ridgway. No shenanigans involved.
No. He's of all the title matches and tournaments that I've been in at Futureshock, that's the one where I can really say he was just the better man. Ridgway is seen by a lot of people as like the benchmark. He's always a challenge. He's always it's always an experience for like to learn and to really push yourself. And I think there's always a part of me that's like, well, I want to prove myself against him as well. So I'll say yes, because there's like that ego part of me that's like, just like I did defending against Oberman recently, I need to show myself that I'm capable, and if I want to be regarded as one of the best Adrenaline champions of all time, I need to probably beat the best Adrenaline champions of all time. Ridgway's up there. As much as I don't like him, Oberman is a very skilled wrestler. Sam Bailey, I want to be the best Adrenaline champion there ever was. So if I can kick off beating as many of the previous champions before me, I'm pretty close to proving it, you know?
I mean, yeah. I think he'll have a bit of unfinished business with the possible next heavyweight champion, Declan McCarthy, to come back to first. Yeah. But perhaps down the line he'll want a shot at the big blue belt once more.
Yeah, for sure.
And you'd be happy to give it to him, apparently. And I mean, fair enough, I'd love to see it again.
Yeah, it feels a bit silly saying, yeah, I'll just welcome Ridgway into a match because it's Ridgway. But it's the test, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you've passed the test. Maybe have a few broken bones, but that's all part of the fun of wrestling Chris Ridgway.
As long as I make it through the other side, I don't mind what bruises and bumps I've got.
Now, a man who you seem to have ridded from Futureshock, Joe Blazer. He cost you a title shot. Then you beat him by pinfall in the semi-finals of the Futureshock Trophy tournament, which he later cost you, I believe, or was that a?
No, that's correct.
That down the line.
He cost him the final that evening.
And then at Deadline Day, which was not on Deadline Day, and I will forever thingy that, you also beat him by pinfall, and he's never been seen again.
I want it on the record, I didn't do anything to make him disappear, right? winning the matches was enough for me. There's no ulterior motive.
Interesting to see who you portrayed at the Fairfield show during the Monday Night War match. I see how you are. That doesn't work for you, brother, I believe.
That doesn't work for the leading man. No, Joe Blazer is... His history at Futureshock is great. He has ticked off a lot of things. I think we forget that. He achieved a lot in the years he's around there.
He beat Chris Ridgway for the heavyweight championship,
He beat Chris Ridgway for the heavyweight title. So he's a 2-time champion as well, 2-time men's heavyweight champion. He had good runs with Damon Lee as a tag team, but I still don't forgive him for ruining my life for 6 months. But the matches are always good, and I quite like going up against someone who had the experience at the top of Futureshock and over the years with Futureshock. So if wherever he's been, if he comes back, we could go again.
I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah,
I feel like he at a certain point he has had enough accolades to walk back in with a title shot.
Yeah, and I'm him going. I got to where I want now because I managed to get rid of him to stop him costing me. So all I ever wanted was to achieve, put my name in the history books. I've done it now. I'm not saying it's water under the bridge, but I'm a little bit more chilled out about everything that's happened to me over the years.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, you've got the big prize at the end of it. Why not? Why wouldn't you be happy?
Yeah.
Another 2 men who we don't see much of in Futureshock anymore, although Stephen Cross has been at the Fairfield shows a couple of times. Jack Johnson and Stephen Cross. You beat both of them.
Yeah.
And they're yet to beat you. However, Jack Johnson beat Nadjei in the Futureshock Trophy Tournament semi-finals last year. Yeah. So, in a way, that could be... He could be getting a title shot in a different scenario if Nadjei was to beat you.
For sure. I don't know if you saw any of the Adrenaline series as well on the YouTube, but Nadjei and Jack Johnson were up there as highest scorers in that league. So Jack Johnson, even away from the mainline shows, has been racking up some impressive wins within Futureshock. He's not someone I've shared the ring with lots, but both him and Stephen Cross, to be fair, have that kind of edge to them. They're both rough and ready, aggressive. I'd certainly be intrigued to wrestle them again. Yeah, maybe that's similarly to the HD Drake, Ethan Kelly one, a triple threat maybe.
I mean that'd be quite a challenge for you.
It'd be a challenge, but then there'd be a challenge. They're also going up against me. You know what I mean? They're going up against Tony Wright.
Yeah, but so Jack Johnson in the Futureshock Trophy Tournament, he did have that metal pipe that he almost won, and of course in a no DQ scenario, because of a triple threat, you would have to watch out for that.
Yeah, that's a very good point. But I am aware of his scheming antics. Who's to say if we go in that route, why don't I just bring some toys with me as well?
Yeah, why not?
You want to play dirty? I'll play dirty.
And I mean, the final man that I've got on this list is a man who can't challenge you ever again, and we're just going to laugh in his face for a second. Scott Oberman. Yes, he beat you a couple of times, but he's not allowed to challenge ever again. So no title shot for you next year.
And even if I'm putting on the list of yeses and nos, no. You've had enough.
You beat him twice in one night, just because of... You managed to beat him twice in one night. There's nothing left to prove.
Yeah. That's the thing, right? It's in the moment I immediately knew that wasn't a fair result. And again, after everything I've been through with him, but me wanting to then also start this journey of being the best adrenaline champion there's ever been, I can't be taking wins like that. So you can call it 2 wins, maybe 1 with a bit of an asterisk, but either way, I proved myself that night as being capable of beating Scott Oberman. So, well, twice, if you count the anniversary as well.
The ref rang the bell in your favour twice that night. That counts as a win in my book, even if there was shenanigans, even if there was some.
Yeah, you say that, and it makes it sound like I had paid the ref off, which is not the case at all.
I never made that accusation.
Well, you said, he rang the bell in my favour twice. It's like the second time, fair and square.
Definitely. Now, before we let you go, I have 5 bonus names that haven't particularly faced you in Futureshock, but I think would be good from the wider British wrestling scene.
Okay.
That you have somewhat a bit of history with. First off, a man who has just come back from excursion in a match against Sam Bailey, who you've beat, and also beat him too, Teddy Ray, a former Adrenaline champion as 2-Bit. I don't believe you've ever stepped foot in the ring one-on-one.
We have not. I fail to think we've ever been in the ring at all. I might be wrong, but I don't...
Technically, when he portrayed Shrek, you were both in the Monster Mash Rumble together.
No, I wasn't in that Monster Mash.
Really? Cage Match has got it wrong. Tut, tut, tut.
Oh, that's mad. Yeah, I wasn't at that show at all, sadly. I was in previous Monster Mashes, though. Oh, no, we did do one. We did do a Monster Mash together. He was Frodo Baggins. So I think the Cage Match might be wrong, but the year before. Anyway, Teddy Ray, if I'm speaking candidly, is one of my favourite wrestlers. I enjoy watching him wrestle so much. And I think he's up there as one of the best champions. Although maybe not the longest of reigns and things like that, but just as far as people told that he fits the Adrenaline Championship and the lineage it has. Yes, Teddy Ray. I want that match so badly.
So do I. Quite frankly, I think all the fans do. It'd be a banger.
I don't know. Again, I don't necessarily know what fans pitch to each other and what they want to see, but I think it's one of those that maybe people haven't on paper thought about it much. But if you saw the match graphic, I think so many people would go, Teddy Ray, I need to see that. Yeah.
Absolutely. And a sort of connection to Teddy Ray, a man who you beat in a triple threat as well as Scott Oberman to win the Atomic title, the inaugural Atomic champion, Joe Kessler, who his last appearance in Futureshock was teaming with 2-Bit against the Grizzled Young Veterans where he was injured, and we haven't seen him since, and now 2-Bit doesn't exist anymore, and he's now Teddy Ray.
Yeah.
So
Joe Kessler, someone who's been making waves around the UK. Yeah, we've not interacted loads. We've had a match or two here and there. I'd be open to it, yeah. So I think that'd be another one that might pique people's interest. Give the fans what they want, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a yes.
I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad that my pictures are working here, getting so many people title shots. Now, your father was recently and/or many years ago. It was never set in stone what date the match occurred, but your father defeated Proctor Who in a time reversal match
Yeah, he did.
in Fairfield Social Club. So perhaps you, his son, would like to wrestle Proctor Who's identical twin, Dr. Proctor.
Oh, okay. I thought you were starting to pitch maybe me wrestling my dad. Um,
I mean, I've already encouraged Brian and Bryant Strong to be fighting each other. I can't be having father and son violence. This isn't Rey Mysterio and Dom.
well, this is the thing. Different. My family members that have been in the wrestling world, Tony Wright Senior, Auntie Tony, Bollywood Hogan. They. I'm trying to change the family tree. They all behave badly. They're all very nasty people, and I try to live. Trying to break the cycle. I'm trying to live away from that. So, yeah, I think fighting family would be difficult, but yeah, it is what it is. As for Dr. Proctor, I mean, he seems quite content with the slambulance things going on.
Yeah.
Um,
Or Proctor Who for that matter. Either variant, either one.
Proctor Who. Proctor Who's the regeneration thing, isn't it? And I don't know if I could handle 4 versions of him because I get tired
Yeah.
after about 15, 20 minutes. So if he's got that edge on me, then. But Dr. Proctor, yeah, he's someone I think who's got. I don't think the Futureshock faithful have seen everything that he can do yet. Like he's a popular guy. He's very talented. He's very fun to watch. But I still feel like there's so much that we've not seen yet. Similarly with Slam Johnson as well, his tag team partner. So I think having Dr. Proctor in a scenario of like an Adrenaline Championship match would be that window for the fans, that window into seeing like everything he's capable of. And yeah, I look at that and go like maybe I could be the person to bring that out of him. I'd be up for that.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not something you associate with him much, but he's not lost a lot. He hasn't lost as many singles matches. So if there was a ranking system, he would be somewhere up there. I think one of his only losses was he got cheated by Conor Riley at one point, but who hasn't been cheated by Conor Riley at one point?
Yeah. No, he's quite an impressive record.
You got to be careful for the defibrillator in the corner.
Yeah, I've got heart problems as well, so that might be technically that should be a foreign object against me specifically.
I guess so, but I mean the doc stoppage isn't going to happen, is it? The doctor's never going to stop it.
Yeah, I guess he has to be the one to put the X up, isn't it? And he's not going to do that.
Another man who you've wrestled outside of Futureshock, but I don't think you've. Oh no, you have. You've wrestled him in a tag match at Futureshock, but he defeated you semi recently for the OTP title to retain it. Max Brooker. He teamed at the 18th anniversary with Rizman Khan to defeat you and Chris Egan, and you're yet to beat him.
Yeah, that's one where it's like I've got it. So I've got my little book here. My 6th ever match was that tag match, Futureshock anniversary, Northwest Saviors versus myself and Chris Egan, and then the next time I shared the ring with him properly outside of like Rumble matches was for that OTP title. So quite a golfing time. I was unsuccessful in winning the OTP title.
One of the rare cases where you've lost to someone and not been able to rewrite the result after improving.
Yeah. It's kind of always eluded me. I think it'd be quite a different story if Max was to turn up and go for an Adrenaline Championship shot, but it's been a while since we've seen him, and I think he'd be quite a maybe not a welcome face because he's always been more on the villain side, but he would shake things up. Futureshock again, going into that sort of school of your Jack Johnsons and your Stephen Crosses, the people that kind of get their hands dirty. So, on the basis of having like a good old scrap, I think that'd be quite a good one.
It's one of them as well. You'd love to see it, just a
Yeah,
scrap.
just a
As a
scrap.
fan, you probably wouldn't enjoy it as much as the fans would.
Yeah, it wouldn't
Uh,
feel great, but I like being in scenarios where I've got to change my game plan. I like technical wrestling, and I like to get a bit more of like like grappling and stuff like that. But sometimes I can't do that if someone's an aggressive, punchy type person. I've got to try and match them. So I quite like that when I have to adapt. And wrestling someone like Max would make me adapt and stylistically do something different.
yeah, absolutely. And I mean, we're coming to the end of the list of people here, and of course on not November 7th, December 7th, you're fighting Nadjei, but another match that's happening on December 7th is Joey Hayes versus Declan McCarthy. So
Ooh.
my final name from this little bonus category, should Joey Hayes lose or retain, really, he's had quite a deep history in the Adrenaline title division as
Mm.
well, and you've never faced him one on one. Would there be? Of course, we've seen quite a few from this year and last year where a champion would fight another champion for a championship. Would that be any interest in fighting Joey Hayes either with the title or without the title?
Short answer is yes. Is Joey Hayes, is the Northwest legend. Um, yeah, he's. We've never had a singles match ever. We've been in some tag matches around like the UK, but again, it's like he's a pillar of Northwest wrestling. Going up against him one on one, that's the most um, insane experience you can get, like learning wise, being in there with one of the best to ever do it in the UK. I've wanted that for a long time. And it's all going back to that conversation of like, he's been a great heavyweight champion, but if you look at the Adrenaline Championship, he's up there as like who is the best of all time, or Dynamite Lee's up there, Sonic Durson's up there, Joey Hayes. That conversation, yeah, I want to prove myself against one of the best to ever do it. Yeah, um, we've talked as well. You know, we've crossed paths backstage, being like, if the day comes that we get to mix it up, we're both looking forward to that. Whether it be for my championship, whether it be for his, whether it be for none. I just think that's a match that needs to happen.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
but and the sentiment of, yeah, the sooner we can make this match happen, because I think it's already overdue. I
Abs-
think if a year ago, similarly to if you put me and Teddy Ray as a match graphic, if you put me and Joey Hayes out as a match graphic, um, I think people will go, "Wow, that's going to be good." Or I want to see what they do. I want to see how that happens. Um, so I welcome that. I've just thought as well on this topic, right? If I could offer one name that did a bit in Futureshock, wasn't around too long, but if we're going for the Northwest, someone that
yeah.
I think people might be interested if I was to put a little bit of a challenge out. RPD, Tony Wright, RPD.
Oh,
That
absolutely.
that's interesting, right? Someone else. We interacted in one Rumble, and that's it. We've never shared the ring outside of that. Um, and I'm just here to give people stuff that they go, "Oh yeah, I want to see that." So that's a thought I've just had.
Now, yeah, I mean, I was going to ask you, is there anyone else you feel like thinking? But you
Oh,
answered the question. You're ahead of the game. But yeah,
ahead
I
of the game.
mean, it'd be some challenge. A former boxer, you'd have to be
And he,
careful of the haymakers.
yeah, he's picked up championships all over the gaff as well. So yeah, I know it's not quite simple going up against someone like RPD, but again, we're doing it for the doing for the people in attendance. If I eat a loss, I eat a loss. But I know we'd give people a hell of a show.
Yeah, I mean, something I've noticed is that you seem really eager to fight the toughest challenges, and that is going to make you the greatest champion if you can beat them all.
Yeah, I've got such a chip on my shoulder about it, because I think for the longest time, people just sort of saw me as an entertaining face, not necessarily like a comedy wrestler, but just sort of like just a nice sort of filler act in the middle. And I've just always had it in the back of my mind. It's like, no, I want to show you that I'm as good a wrestler as any, and I always want to prove that. So I think naturally I go, yeah, who's the toughest, hardest, strongest person I could fight, and how can I get a match against them? Yeah,
Speaking of tough people to fight, I think it is about time that we talk about your match coming up in
yeah.
just a couple of days' time against Nadjei, a man who had quite a similar start to you in the fact that he lost quite a bit.
Yeah, rookie season. Um, Najay is a good friend. Uh, I think the world of him. We've trained a lot together. I was there around when he first began training, and I was obviously still quite new myself. It's not like I'm doing the old veteran thing on him, but I was just making it to my shows and in the early, my early matches of Futureshock, and he came through the door and started his beginners course and stuff there. So I've known him the whole journey, and I see how talented he is, I see how good he is, and I see the similarities in how we've had to overcome a lot in order to just kind of hold our place or get our foot in the door. So like there is a lot of positive emotions I got when I found out it's going to be wrestling AJ, but obviously he had to win the number one contenders. I had to retain my title, knowing that we
Yeah,
did those things, and now the match is official. It's very exciting. Um, but then I also think because of all this positive uh, feeling, it is my job to be um, Tony Wright, the wrestler, in this match.
yeah,
Not let the kind of real friendship make me lose a step or anything like that. It's like I want him to be at his best. I want him to really, I want him to really try and take this from me because I'm going to be trying really hard to keep hold of it. And I think we owe it to each other to do that. But he's very talented, very special talent, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
yeah. And I mean, we mentioned before when you were talking about Lee Dawson that the crowd was split 50-50. I could see this being a very split crowd. I could
Sure.
see there being someone somewhere in the world that brings a if Nadjei loses we riot sign, and you might be Lee Dawson at this point to somebody.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, but that's so correct. It doesn't take anything away from me, but I know people will be going because also people root for underdogs, and in this scenario, I'm not the underdog this time, which is weird because that's what I always do. But it's Najay this time, so I realised that just naturally people might not be on my side as much this time, which I won't take personally. I get it, but I think it'll be a very interesting dynamic, um, and that itself might play into the match. Depending on how much they're with him, depends how much on the receiving end of his offense and everything he does. Yeah, I just it's hard to predict how it's going to go down, but
Yeah. If we can get the news that he wants to turn the title into a spinabout out, I don't think it'll be anyone rooting for him.
forgot
I
about. I
think
know we talked about that, but I forgot about it, and you reminded me again. I'm not happy. Actually, I'm just going to spin a bell. I'm going to kick him to the curb. He's ruined it. He's ruined it.
Right on, yes. Let's go. My forever hatred of Nadjei was it'll always get in the middle of thingy. Screw being professional. Get him, Tony. Come on. No spinner belts around here.
Yeah, he's lost my respect now.
Futureshock's dignity. Futureshock's respect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every single fan in Futureshock is on the line at this point.
Yeah. And it's like, I know, technically, it's still the prettiest belt, but a few years ago, all the Futureshock belts got an upgrade, except for this one, because this one's a little bit more recent than the other belts. So I guess maybe he's thinking it could do with a bit of an upgrade, but making it spin is not the way. So this is my promise to the Futureshock faithful. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure we keep a hold of this beautiful belt. One of the most beautiful belts in British wrestling. It's
the most beautiful, according to most people. Most people I've asked have said this is the best belt and that they would buy a replica. There you go, Futureshock. Give me a short thingy for suggesting it. Get us some title replicas. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah. I think the other Futureshock belts are really nice, but this is so charming. He's not going to change it. I'm not going to let him.
You can't. You really can't. This means so much more than just a simple one-on-one encounter.
Yeah.
Now, if you guys at home want to see Futureshock of the Lightning, the event, the show title, where Tony Wright will be taking on Nadjei for the belt and for everything, and Declan McCarthy will be fighting Joey Hayes for the championship. Could also change Futureshock in a big way, and the Futureshock trophy tournament. Then there'll be a link to tickets in the comment section below. I don't have enough pull to get you guys a promo code yet, but check it out and say hi and cheer Tony Wright on as he attempts to defend the Adrenaline Division's honour.
Yeah, do it.
Any last remarks before we let you go?
Thanks for having me. It's been a really fun chat. Going out memory lane of all the opponents. But yeah, I'll see you at Futureshock of the Lightning.
Absolutely. All right then. Bye-bye.